To smooth the way toward creating policies that work for everyone they affect, both private and public organizations sometimes need help. Today, let's talk to someone who does just that, a social policy consultant. Hey, Laureen.
How you doing?
Good. Thanks for agreeing to chat with me.
No problem. I'm actually in my office right now if you want to come over.
Absolutely, I'll be right down.
My name is Laureen White. I am a social policy consultant. I run a company called Arbutus Consulting based here in Vancouver. We work primarily interfacing between companies wanting to build large projects and communities, First Nations communities and non-Indigenous communities, and sometimes for government on policy initiatives. If I work for the company, then I'm reaching out to the communities. If I'm working with the communities, then I'm having to interface with the companies. I do have to hear both sides, and I have to understand both sides, and the job is trying to get both sides to understand each other. The First Nation wants to establish a tribal park here.
Okay.
This is the BC-Alberta border right
And
here.
that's 108,000 hectares?
Yeah, so it's called Kitsatse Tribal Park, and they want that area put into protection. This is like a spirited ground. There have been devastating forest fires all in this area, and this area doesn't burn. And the elders say that they go there to heal, that it has some kind of healing properties. If I am working in my office, I do a lot of reviewing of reports and commenting on environmental assessment applications, looking at policies of companies or of First Nations that are related to resources in the environment. Typically, it's a lot of asking questions about effects of a project on the environment. What will be the effects on wildlife, on air quality, water?
One of the most dynamic parts of this job is that you're not always working in the same place. You're not always working out of the same office. You're traveling around the province a lot.
Right. I do a lot of work in the north, and so I'll go up and do meetings in the community. Sometimes I'll go out to site with community members so that they can take a look where a large project might be sited to see if there might be any potential issues. Because sometimes when you're just looking at maps and things, and sometimes even data about predictions, it doesn't show you what's really going on the ground. There are a lot of educational options now that weren't available when I started out. Today, you can actually do programs in, community development, anthropology, sustainable development. There's a lot of programs available there. And then also working with First Nations to build up their capacity. The biggest misconceptions about the work that I do tend to come from business people who have not experienced the real-world environment of communities where their projects might have impacts. They will tend to see their project, because it generates some jobs or things like that, as being all good news, and they haven't done the work to understand what some of the negative impacts might be. The most rewarding aspects of this kind of work are seeing the evolution of communities over time becoming stronger and really taking charge of their own destinies. Anybody that wants to work in this field would really benefit from understanding an Indigenous worldview and an Indigenous way of doing things. The differences can be very tough to get past. If you have an appreciation and a respect for each other, it makes it a lot easier to find solutions together.
Well, Laureen, I'm really glad I got the chance to chat with you while you were in town.
Me too. I'm off to the airport now to my next project.
All right, safe travels. Once again, I'm Brian for Career Trek, reminding you that this career could be yours.